Hi guys, this is Amber. Welcome to my channel, Anxious Amber. Today I'm doing my very first post review. I've got a finish. This is Modern Witch by Sasha Arts from Diamond Art Club. And I did complete this for the Drills and Chills 2025 diamond painting event. I do keep a logbook, so I did write down some information. I started it September 1st and finished it October 16th. There were 49 colors. It is round drill, and then it is 22 by 28 inches or 55.6 by 70.7 centimeters. This does remind me of a person in my life that I'm going to be gifting it to. And then I just made some notes. Enjoyment wise, I really did have a lot of fun working on it. The colors did get to be pretty muted, and so I worked on some other things while I worked on this as well, just to have color variation. I just did some smaller projects. I'm going to try to start moving it a little bit so you can see some more of it. I mean, just look at the shine on it. It's so pretty. I think it was a really good mix of color blocking and confetti. So all of the border was color blocking. A lot of the skin was color blocking, and her clothes were color blocking. But then you did have confetti and like the plants, the flowers here, in her basket of like mushrooms and vegetables, herbs and stuff. Then let's see, the border was confetti. Then I thought the cat was sort of confetti, which it is a striped cat, so that makes sense. The flowers on her hat were kind of confetti. Her hair was definitely confetti. This part of her hat right here, you can see there was sort of line blocking. So I had like the same color down on the line, which was nice. Overall, though, I'm really happy. I really enjoyed it. I just pulled a drill up with my finger, so that's not good. So I wasn't planning on sealing this, but I might end up doing that. I just feel, I don't want anything to come out of it, and I just feel like now that it's done, like I just pulled up another one rubbing against it. I do feel like sealing it is probably a good idea. I know a lot of people don't seal their Diamond Art Club paintings, but to me, I just feel like it's a better way of making sure dust doesn't get in between the round drills, that type of thing. And here I am finding things that I don't like, and I'm moving them around. But like I said, I'm really happy with how it came out. I love her nails, or ABs, or sorry, they're fairy dust drills. So they have a little extra sparkle to them. There's some ABs here in the flowers. Her necklace has white ABs in it, as well as her earrings. There's a lot of different special drills in the cat's wings, the little fairy wings it has. I just pulled up another drill. I gotta quit rubbing my hands across it, I guess. Here it is. Okay, sorry about that. Apparently I need to roll it because I am picking up drills while I'm rubbing my hands across it. So that's okay. I just didn't get them placed down good enough. So that's on me and being in a hurry. But again, it just really sparkles and shines. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick it up in camera. Oh yeah, there you can see how shiny and sparkly she is. Whoops, bumped the camera. Sorry about that. But yeah, I really had a lot of fun working on it for the event. So there were, let's talk about special drills. drills colors. So there were 2 ABs in this, and then 5 fairy dust. So like I said, the red ABs were in like the flowers. Then the white was, of course, in her necklace and jewelry. The fairy dust drills, they're not necessarily my favorite. I don't think they stand out very much. But they are in the greenery. So there's a green fairy dust in the green, some of the greenery. Then there was like a tan fairy dust drill, which was in sort of around the stars in the background. Then there is like a hunter green fairy dust, which I don't even know where that's at. I don't remember it at all. Oh, so it's just in the more of the plants and stuff also. And I think yeah, there it is. I lost another drill. I'm terrible. I need to quit rubbing my hands across it and let things settle. Well, this isn't a very good post review when I keep having to fix things. Okay, then there was sort of like a orangey fairy dust drill. So again, that was in her nails, and there's a couple little like red berries that it's in. It's in some of the mushrooms. Then there's like a pinky fairy dust, which again, I don't really remember working with it. Some of the reddy orange is in the flowers. And then the pinky fairy dust is up here. And then there's like a cream fairy dust drill. And it was just, I want to say, it's just this cream color in her necklace. Not very much of it either. There's some in the cat's eyes, along with that sort of hunter green color. Overall, though, I really did like the placement. I think that they kind of got a nice, it scattered it really well throughout the whole painting. So you have that extra little sparkle in some places across the whole image. As for the drills, I just put them in my Elizabeth Ward container. I have plenty left over in most colors. There were a couple colors I was getting kind of short on. I don't remember now which ones they were, but I did feel like I was getting short on them. Here's a look at those specials. So this was a fairy dust. This was a fairy dust. Then we had like a cream fairy dust. The green fairy dust. And then like a tan fairy dust. We had our red AB, which this is the ABs I did feel kind of like I was getting kind of low on. And these are just dryer sheets, little pieces of dryer sheets to help with combat static. And then I had a white AB that I was also getting kind of low on. So those were the specials. And then I did have trouble with some of the symbols as well. I have trouble seeing darker colors. On the canvas, the H symbol was actually like a black on this really, really dark brown. And so it was hard to see the H. I had trouble with that one. This TP symbol, while it was white on the canvas, the sort of like the TP sticks up at the top were blurry, and so it was kind of hard to see. It just looked more like a triangle on the canvas. And then I also mixed up, now this was a me problem because I had a uppercase and lowercase e. And so I did mix those once and had to pull off some drills to fix. And then I did the same thing with the N. I had an uppercase and a lowercase N. And you can see they're different colors. It was just me thinking an N, and I picked up an N, and it wasn't the right one. So just something to be mindful about, a little more careful with. I also had trouble with the $sign. Again, the printing was a little bit blurry. Just the darker colors in general are ones that I typically have trouble with seeing on canvases. That's when I usually have to use a light plaid under the canvas, is when I'm working on something with darker colors. So again, that's more of a me problem. So plans for this canvas, I plan on taking it to Hobby Lobby and having it dry mounted and then framed, so that I can gift it to that friend of mine for either Christmas or their birthday is in February. So one or the other. It just reminds me so much of them that it's sort of like a portrait, of self-portrait of them. But overall, I really did love the kit. Rounds are not my favorite. I prefer squares. So I did get kind of wonky. Some of my lines aren't straight, but that's okay. When you stand back away from it, you can't see that. And I think it looks really good. Another thing I was a little unsure of is the shading through here, through her torso. I thought it was kind of harsh shading to be working on it up close. But again, in camera, it looks okay. When you stand back from the canvas, it looks okay. So it's just, I know it's where the light is hitting her like face and her torso. But I did think it was kind of a harsh transition in between the colors out here. Trash-wise, I did feel like I had pretty significant amount of trash. Most of these are not necessarily trash drills, though. That piece is stuck in there. It's just me. When I shake the tray, I shake a little bit too hard, and like that one, they just jump out, and then I would find them later on. So they just got added to my trash pile. We have some that are stuck together that I just got rid of. Of course, you have pieces like this that really are trash. And then I found a lot of the lighter color, the background color especially, had like dark marks on them. This one's a good one. They had like dark marks on them. I don't know from production or what would have caused that, but it was enough of a noticeable detail that I did pull those off and replace them. Then I had a couple with holes, just little pinholes in the top. But again, most of it was my doing because of shaking it. I'm still losing drills shaking it. I just am a little bit too rough, I guess. And then I would find them when I got finished and was cleaning up for the day. I would find them and just put them in my trash compartment. But overall, I don't think that's a lot of trash at all for how many drills I had. Just an overall really great kit, and I really did enjoy it. And I look forward to doing my next Diamond Art Club painting because they're just such a joy to work on. You really don't know it until you work on one from like Amazon or something that's not licensed, that is not as well made. You can really tell the difference. You definitely want to invest if you want a good kit to work on. Other than that, thank you for joining me today with my very, very first post-review diamond painting. I'm really, really proud of myself. I've never completed a diamond painting this size in such a short amount of time. So it did take me about 6 weeks to do it. But I really do love how it worked out, and I'm really glad that this is my very first post review. This painting is what I chose. And I'll see you guys next time. I have a couple of unboxings coming up. I've got my first order from Munimade that I'm going to do. And then I've got the Wizarding Trunk, which is a Harry Potter themed subscription quarterly box that I've been getting for a few years. So I'll see you guys soon with those upcoming videos. And have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.